Hi there.
Hi.
Welcome to another campground review. We're here at Samson State Park in the Finger Lakes region of upstate central New York, and right on Lake Seneca, the eastern shore. And this is a really, really lovely park. It's massive. It's about 2,000 acres. It's an old naval training facility. I believe this used to be the second largest in the country. Like 400,000 recruits went here. And so that means it's huge and it's got a ton of stuff.
Oh, ton. It's got a swim beach, it's got a marina, it's got a museum.
Concession area.
Concession area. It's got all kinds of hidden trails because of the old base. So it's a really interesting place to stay, and it's right on the shore of the lake, so that's beautiful as well. But it is an older park when it comes to the camping side of things. It's a big park. There's about 300 campsites, but a lot of the sites are very unlevel. They're different sizes. It says it can accept up to 40 feet, and I would say probably the majority of sites are like that.
Yeah.
But you do want to be really careful about picking your site. There's a great website called camp80k.com that shows a photograph of each and every site.
Multiple photographs.
Every New York State Park. I highly recommend you use that if you're a big rig and you want to choose your specific site. Also, the rest of the campground is old as well, so the road going in is a little bumpy. Apparently the campground loop roads were really bad a few years back, but they've started to repave them. I think all but one is repaved now. And they are doing renovations. There was only one dump station before, which is not great for a campground of 300 sites with, no sewer or water. But they're adding a new dump station. They're building new cabins, which look amazing. So I think there's a lot that's happening here, and we really have enjoyed our stay. So let's go have a look.
Let's go have a look. Bye.
Okay, we're going to go over the campsite fees and the campground map. Now, fees are a little complicated at New York State Parks. This particular park has what they call a $15 base fee, which I guess is for a primitive site. Then you pay $6 a night extra for electric, $4 a night extra for weekend, and $5 a night extra for out of state. So just to give you an example, we have one of the electric sites, and we paid for a week here, so that includes weekday and weekend, and we netted out at about $28 a night, so that's what it cost us. And basically there are only two kinds of sites you can get here, primitive or 30 amp electric. There is no water at any of the sites, there are no sewer, and the only place that you can fill up on water is at the dump station. So let's have a look at the campground map. So this is the campground map. You come in down here along a road. It's a very bumpy road, so just be aware of that. But once you come in, you drive in. This section here, this is the dry camping area. So no hookups. There is at least from these sites up here, there's a bit of a view over the lake. But also it can get quite warm in summer. So and these sites up here are not shaded. This is the marina area. There's a swim beach over here. And these are the loop sites. There are 5 loops, and I do find them quite different. We are camped in this loop, loop 1, and we are camped in a corner site, which is fabulous. We love it here. All the sites around here on the outside are quite flat and quite spacious. Loop 2, this is loop 2. This loop 1 is also quite flat and spacious. And these 2 loops are probably the loops I would recommend the most for big rigs. As you get further down, loop 3, 4, and 5, this is a hill that goes down towards the water. So loop 3, you start to get some unlevel sites. Loop 4, you start to get some even more unlevel sites. And loop 5 is the most unlevel sites of all. In fact, I didn't really like any of the sites down here, even though this is the lakefront. They were very unlevel, very uneven in size. And also there was construction going on here. There's a set of new cabins coming in. So we were not keen on loop 5. So that kind of gives you an overview. That's it. Quick clip of the check-in area. You come here down this main road, you drive them around to the main check-in building, and you park in these nice long RV spots over here. Then you check in at the main office, which is right over there. Those of you with pets, be aware that you are required to have a rabies certificate here, a valid rabies certificate, so make sure you bring that when you're checking in. And I do also want to show you this cool little feature, which is the recreation hall, which is also in this building. Kind of an unusual feature in a state park, and I really quite like it. There's picnic tables here, there's a ping pong ball, a little putt-putt. And then over here on this side, there's a billiards room, there's arcade games, and in the back over here, rental bikes. So kind of a cool little additional feature that they have at this particular state park.
Okay, this is our site. It's site 75, and it's at the back corner of the first loop on the right-hand side as you enter the campgrounds. And it's a nice large site. That's why we chose it. It's on the corner. And two things, the sites around here, actually the whole campground can be quite unlevel. Ours is not too bad, that's why we chose it. And the power pedestals are shared between two sites, so it can be quite far to the site next to you. Like for example, our power pedestal is about 25 feet away. They do sell extension cords at the office, and they do warn you on the reservation site, but just something to be aware. And the ground doesn't absorb water all that great, and it's an older campground, so the gravel is kind of old, so it does pool and puddle, so something to be aware of. But otherwise, this corner site back here is great. We have plenty of room. We get shade in the afternoon, that's why we chose it, and tons of room for the cats and the dog. And the way we chose it really is through pictures, so that's a great way to pick your site.
Quick pan around from our site. You can see we have a huge, spacious corner site, picnic table, fire pit, very nice separation to our neighbors over here. And just looking down the loop, a lot of the sites in this particular loop, Loop 1, are quite flat and nice. It is, I think, our favorite loop in the campground. I did want to show you one other site view here. This is site 77, which is right down from where we are. And it is quite a bit different, which is why I wanted to show it to you. It only has a very small gravel parking area. We would have to park with the wheels in the grass here, which does get soft when it rains. And it's also rather unlevel. So again, this is why site selection is pretty important here. Check the campsite photos, choose your site well, especially if you're a bigger or a heavier rig. Wanted to show you a clip of the dry camping area. There's quite a large dry camping area near the entrance. Starts here. Yeah, it's actually down along there. There are some views up the top over here. Just very basic dry camping area. You park on the side, and that's it. A clip of the marine/boating area. You can boat camp here as well. There's a lovely little protected marina, and right over here is the entrance to the lake, and lovely Lake Seneca on the side here. Quick clip of the facilities. There's one in the center of each loop, and they're pretty basic. Men's on one side, women's on the other side. They do have 2 showers in each. One is a disabled shower, which has a bench, nice spacious area to put all your stuff. And the other shower actually has no bench, so that's the only kind of ding here. The other kind of ding actually is the showers do take quite a while to warm up. So if you're showering here, there is warm water, but give it a bit of time because it will take a while. But other than that, the facilities are just fine. Here's a clip of the dump station, which is right by the check-in office. You actually come down the road here, and you can go to the dump station before you go to the campground, or after when you check out. It's not the best design. It's nice and wide. It's easy enough to get in and out. But it's a single road. There is one dump station in the front here. There's one dump station in the back. And then the potable water is in the far back. And what we've seen happen is huge queues form here during the morning and actually also in the afternoon when people check in. So one of the recommendations we have is that if you come and stay here is try to dump and fill up with water before you come so that you don't have to potentially wait in a long queue. When we arrived, I think the queue was 10 rigs deep, so it was pretty crazy. Right now it's empty. It's very, very early on a Sunday morning, but we've already seen a queue here as well, even before the morning started. So keep that in mind. One of the many amenities at this campground, this is the playground area for the kiddies. There's a nice little lakefront walking area here. And then as I pan around, you're going to see the swim beach, which is a cute little area. Not a huge swim beach, but it's very pretty. No dogs allowed here, but it is a great place to hang with the family and have a dip on a hot day. This park does have a little concession / ice cream / store, which is always nice. So that's another little amenity here. This park does have a memorial museum as well, which is a very nice museum worth visiting. Goes through some of the war history as well as the training history that they had at this particular park. So definitely worth visiting as well. We're going to do our traditional bike through. That is the check-in area over that. You drive down this nice wide road to the camp loops over here, and we are going to start on our left with loop 1, sites 1 to 43. This is the second loop, loop 2, sites 42 to 97. Loops 1 and 2 are the best suited for big rigs in my opinion because they have the flattest, largest sites. You'll see as we go down the hill to the later loops, that the sites are not nearly as flat and not nearly as spacious. This is where we are camped. This is loop 3, sites 98 to 144. Sites start to become a little more uneven here, and we're not as excited about this loop as we are about loops 1 and 2. Loop 4, sites 145 to 195. We are now on the hilly part of the campground, but the lake is over there. So again, quite a lot of unlevel, uneven sites in this loop. This is loop 5, sites 196 to 245. It's the last camping loop in the campground. It is our least favorite loop, even though it is the lakeside loop, mostly because the sites are so uneven, and also because there's cabin construction going on right over here, which will eventually end, I assume. But that also obstructs the view and at times leads to quite a bit of noise down here.
All right, that concludes the review of Samson State Park. We're standing here on the beautiful Seneca Lake, largest of the Finger Lakes, and we really enjoyed this area. We've had a wonderful stay the past week, and yeah, it's a great park. It's huge, so there's a ton to do, and the area.
Oh, there's so much to do here. I mean, there's tons of wineries, there's distilleries, there's breweries, there's Watkins Glen, which is a beautiful park to go explore. So yeah, this has been a wonderful stop. Highly recommend it, and yeah,
Check it out.
see you down the road.
Bye.